Shalom. This is Zawal Kal from GMS Germany with a new lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor and thanks unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakodesh. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles who have taught us the truth. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect out there who spread us truth and sincerity and truth. To you all, I say Shalom. This lesson will be about basically what I talked yesterday about in the German tongue. What's going into, they want to restrict us here in Germany if we have more COVID cases, or you in high. Let me go down, man. Let me just read it because they explained it right here. I said right here. So like here, several regions with particularly high infection rates, I like here, will now be declared epidemic hotspots. As soon as the infection rate reaches 200 cases per 100,000 people, the movement will be restricted to a 15-kilometer radius from homes for 1 week. See? So basically restricting you from going outside, man. So first they restricted you to basically, first they had the curfew in Germany, which is martial law, man. The curfew is a sign of martial law. So there's a curfew. I still have the curfew in certain places because certain places in Germany said we don't do the curfew anymore between 2100 at night to 5 in the morning, or 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. in English, in American, basically way of saying it. So now they have a new thing because I said it yesterday and I was like, hey, I don't know what's going to be. Then today, research, boom, I found this article to the Spin Puff Yahweh Shem Shai. And you see signals of 15 and 17 comes closer and closer to 100% effect, man. They're restricting you. If they say you got these cases, which from where do you know that the cases are true, whatever. But if you see these cases, over 200 or still at the point from 200 cases per 100,000 people or in the region, you are only allowed to go out in a 15-kilometer radius. So if they catch you, you travel, for example, to another city to a near family member, which is 16 kilometers, or to a brother, which, or rather say a brother, man, which is a true family member. He's 16, 70 kilometers away. They catch you. What you gonna think? What's gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? They're gonna come for fine. You also already had a fine. They didn't say it yet, but you're also gonna make deeper research. But what you see also is what is it called? When we still have the curfew out here. So if you go out past 2100 and they catch you for any non-essential travel, because everything is closed, so why are you going out? You say for a walk, they say maybe they'll let you pass, but maybe they say no. Then you say for work, they say from when to when do you work? Did you work? And the thing is, if you go out just because you want to go out, because you would like to, you're gonna get a 250 euro fine. Because I remember in my city where I live, they had basically checkpoints set up. They had checkpoints set up and checked the people in the first and second day of the curfew to check how many basically will go out. And they just gave tickets after ticket after ticket after ticket. First, they're making money. Second off, they want to control you by fear. Third off, they're coming down with the draconian laws more and more, man. And there's all the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Shai. But let's real quick go into a little bit of the article and then hit some precepts. So we start at the top again. Restrict contact to absolute minimum. Restrict contact, I like it, to absolute minimum. Merkel extends German national lockdown until at least end January. See, so until the end of January, at least. Ain't gonna be prolonged, 100%. They got to struggle already with the vaccination because they don't have the second doses already. They don't have them. The Germans will have to limit contracts to a minimum. And the other thing is, how are they going to say this in the article also, we'll go through, but another restriction is, before that you was allowed to see 5 people from 2 different households. So for example, just to explain it plainly, we have 3 brothers in the camp, and we say from the brother, he brings his wife. We just say that. I don't say it happens, but I just say he brings his wife. She lives with him, and the other one brings his wife. And I come. It's basically shown. It's already filled up, but now they changed it up. They changed it up to this effect that you're only allowed to see 1 other person from one other household. So if you have 3 brothers in the camp, we're not allowed to meet anymore. This is what they're saying. You see how Isa comes down with his wrath? You see how the prophecy is speaking, man? You see how Yahweh shall let his words come through? Let's get 1 or 2 precepts, man, to the spirit. Okay? This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and let's start at 14, man. Because you have to understand, hey, these people soon they're gonna revolt, man. You have to understand, people are gonna start revolting more and more in Europe because you see Germany as the basically leading country in this whole restriction thing. Because whatever happens in Germany, out of nowhere trickles down to Netherlands in a certain way, and then to all these different countries, man. So 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 14, and it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, to destruction to the world and all that dwell therein, that are part of this fucking world," man. Verse 15, "For the sword and destruction draweth nigh." See? "And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in the hands," and the sword represents the gun. So people are gonna fight against each other. Civil unrest. Okay? Civil war's gonna come, man. And swords in their hands, which means guns. These people are gonna go out there to fight. And you see more and more. I was just talking to a brother on the phone, and he told me he was going to the grocery shop, and what was there? There was 2 policemen checking at the entrance of the what is it called? Of the entrance of the grocery store. They check when you come into the parking lot. They said 2 police officers were sitting there. They said like, yeah, we just checking, because the brother was asking them. And they said like, yeah, we was just checking if you got the seatbelt on. And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck you stand 2 police officers in this time that we live in right now, where the police is overworked, nearly collapsing, standing there checking if people get the seatbelt on? Makes no sense. Why? Because they want to check people. They want to say, hey, we around. They want to show you, hey, we always around. We always around you, man. And that's the thing. And they checked. Why? Because you have to understand, when you're from 2 different households, in the car you have to even have a mask on, man. If you're from 2 different households, for example, my wife, I have a wife, but she don't live with me. She has to wear a mask. And my brother's with me in the car. He has to wear a mask. We have to both wear a mask. This is what I was checking, to give out fines, man. Fucking devils. Verse 16, but it's all prophecy. This is why, hey, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Oshai Bashim Kakadash, man. Blessed be the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, man, for letting these prophecies come to pass at this rapid speed, that this place may end, man. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men. Sedition means uproar against the civil authority. And when you have to think like this, what represents the civil authority of their neighbor? The police. The police, straight up. So people are going to do whatever they want. They're going to fight against the police. They're going to fight against the government, because the police enforce the law. So they see them as, hey, they are from the government. We have to fight against them. Okay? And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, so they won't listen to their rulers. And the course of the action shall stand in their own power. So whatever they want to do is in their own will. We don't have a free will, but because you have to understand, now you have restrictions, you have laws. They're going to say, hey, basically anarchy going to come. Because they're going to say, hey, fuck that shit, we're going to do whatever we want. Verse 17. And that's the point. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And we come more and more in this situation in Germany. And we are, this end is coming closer and closer, man. You have, and Haratz are going to do a lesson about that too. In New York, they're talking about detention centers. In New Zealand, they had them already quarantine camps. You see more and more the prophecies coming to pass, man. Revelation 2 and 10. You see, through this pandemic, through this virus, they implementing the New World Order, 100%, man. You see it more and more clearly, man. The Supreme Power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the Elder Apostle was teaching from the jump. Because you have to understand, look back. It started all in Wuhan, right? Then they said, hey, everything comes from Wuhan. Look at Wuhan right now. They're partying, they're chilling, doing everything they want. No mask, nothing. And you see, Yahweh Shemiel Shah is putting an end to this place, to this world, man. America is trickling down. America is falling, man. Babylon is gonna fall soon. And that's the thing, man. To the supreme power of Yahweh Shemiel Shah. But let's go back to the article. Okay. Come. Germans will have to limit contact to a minimum, Chancellor Angela Merkel said, as she announced that the national COVID-19 lockdown is being both toughened and extended until the end of January, amid soaring infection numbers. We need to restrict contacts more strictly. You have to understand, man, you're not even allowed to see whoever you want because they said, hey, before that they said it should be always the same persons. You shouldn't. You wasn't even allowed to go out to basically, for example, see today your one brother, then tomorrow you see the other brother, then you see a sister, then you see a cousin. You shouldn't be like that. This is what I said. Okay. We ask all citizens to restrict contact to the absolute minimum, Merkel told journalists on Tuesday. Shops, bars and restaurants in Germany, as well as schools, will remain shut at least until the end of January. Listen to it, at least. It's gonna go longer. Following a video conference with the leaders of the country's 16 federal states, the government is aiming to reduce infection rates to fewer than 50 cases per 100,000 residents before any restrictions will be lifted. Okay? There is no reason to give the all clear. Saxony. Saxonies? That's crazy, man. Sachsen, yeah, Saxon. These devils, man. Prime Minister Michael Kretschmer said during the joint press conference with the Chancellor, adding that Germany is in the midst of the toughest months of the pandemic. On top of the existing restrictions, gatherings will now be limited to the members of one household and just one person from outside of it. See that? But in the press conference, I said it different because I remember her words exactly. She said, hey, it's only one person allowed to meet you. Now she said, what? Yeah, outside of the household. Yeah, members of one household. So this was exactly what I said. So, for example, you have a family. So I have my family. I have wife and children. We go out. We are only allowed to meet one other person. See? Previously, up to 5 persons from 2 different households could come together. See? Several regions with particularly high infection rates will now be declared epidemic hotspots, as soon as the infection rates reach, like I said before, 200 cases per 100,000 people there, the movement will be restricted to 15 kilometers radius from homes for 1 week. The rules would apply to only non-essential travel. See? So you are only allowed to go out to shop. But now they even restrict you where to go shop. See that? So for example, you have a nice grocery shop. We just say it like this. Nice grocery shop where you get all the vegetables, bio, organic, everything. They say like, no, it's 20 kilometers. You're not allowed to go there. Just hypothetically speaking. The new measures has already sparked some criticism from the opposition. The deputy head of the Liberal Free Democrats parliamentary faction, Michael Theurer, argued the restrictions would disproportionately affect residents of rural areas while changing hardly anything for the city dwellers. And that's true. Because you have to understand, people live outside the cities. They don't have the nice grocery shops there, man. So they have to travel all the way from the villages to the city to get good things. And what happens? They can get it. Okay. Merkel called the new measures justified, even if they are hard. See? Because they're going to come... Hey, you see the draconian laws, man. You see more and more to the supreme power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This is a news update, man. This is breaking news, man. We have to really stay sharp on it. And stay on the news like the elders apostles always taught us and still teaching us unto this day. Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Okay, He was talking about the revived Roman Empire that we were living in right now. And had two horns like a lamb, comes humble like a lamb, but speaks as a dragon, which refers back to Draco, which goes back to the draconian laws, which means laws without mercy. And this is what you're seeing right now. Because I was just thinking about it, talking to people one time. So, for example, I say, it's not even possible because all stores are closed, but we say just, for example, I have a neighbor, or I have a family member, which lives like 10 minutes away from me. And I got no food at home for my family because certain things happen in my house. And I drive there. Police stop me and say, I'm going to get food by my family member. They're like, no, 250 euros. This is what you have to understand. And what they're always going back to your money. Because money is a defense. You know? And that's the thing. So let's finish off the article. Germany imposed a partial lockdown back in November and further tightened it in mid-December by closing schools and shops when the initial measures did not yield the expected results. The infection numbers continued to rise through December, reaching a record of almost 50,000 new cases per day only December 30th, only to fall to a daily average between 10,000 and 12,000 in early January. Still, the numbers remain well above the target figures set by the government. I don't want to even go into them, man. Because I have thoughts in my mind, man, but you know it, man. You know it. And then you had also this here. I think it was in Germany. Was it in Germany? Yeah. No. Oh. Because he had the German last name, Brandenburg. But yeah, he was destroying the vaccination, man. Yeah, man, hey. That's the thing. You see that the Supreme Court of Yahweh Shai, hey. Things are changing, man. Things are changing. And also this here. Germany to face wave of bankruptcies, soaring unemployment, with Berlin poised to extend COVID C-19 lockdown. Experts, see? And that's the thing. Because you had yesterday the press conference, and now you see what is happening, man. Things are changing. And then she even said in the press conference that she wanted to change the law in the basic rights, basically. But hey, you know, of course, I have to do deeper research on it. But as far as it stands, man, you see, Sectors 15 and 17 comes close and close to full effect, man. Soon, you want to go outside your house and you're going to basically put in the prison again, like in the movie Bird Box. Nah, Songbird. Because these people in a certain area, they wasn't allowed to go out of the house, man. They wasn't allowed to go out. Or you didn't saw them going out. And that's the thing. But yeah, man, hey, because they want to restrict you from seeing other people, they have you under full control, man. But yeah, was everything I got. Yahweh, the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Shai, Bashim, Kakadash, was the lesson edifying for the elect. Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Shai, Bashim, Kakadash, Brakatam, Wahapatam, Shalom, to the elect. Wa Baba, Yahweh, to the next time, man. Shalom. And I want to give again, Kol Aliyam, Hawat, Wakabat, Wat the water, Labnao, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Shai, Bashim, Kakadash, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Shai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Shai, Brakate Yahweh, Brakate Shai, Bashim, Kakadash, Shalom.